on USD, JPY, starting from the monthly and incorporating some of these chart patterns that we have been showing you. So first of all, I've got the monthly pulled up here, and I want to just show you guys over here on the left something I was just looking at. So we have a clear head and shoulders pattern right here, right? This is a textbook head and shoulders pattern. So we had this form, and you guys know we wait for the neckline break. Here she was, and then of course she flew down as expected from a head and shoulders patterns to a target projection. Boom, perfect, right? Right down to this level. So that was a textbook head and shoulder pattern that we saw on the monthly time frame, by the way. So of course, you know, monthly time frame, you're looking at 1,400 pips if you guys were there for that. But that was back in 2001, 2002, 2004. So probably weren't, but that's how they work. Now, it's funny because if you look at this head and shoulder pattern, you have an overarching head and shoulder pattern here as well, where your left shoulder is like so, your head is like so, and then you have your right shoulder down here. Looks something like this, right? Head and shoulders. Now, the shoulder didn't come all the way down here, right, to form the complete shoulder, but in terms of a neckline, you guys can see you have a clear neckline from the pattern we originally talked about, and you have a neckline here, and everything for a head and shoulder formation was satisfied for this. You had a peak, came down, peak, came down, peak, came down, right, and formed this formation. Now, it's funny, you can also look at it like so. If your left shoulder, you want, can be here, your head is this entire move, and then your right shoulder is right here. You can also look at it like this, right, where you have this left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So when you look at it like this, on top of our original head and shoulder formation that we were looking at, you have this one. Now, this one's interesting because how are you going to trade this one? I'm going to go ahead and use a ray for our neckline here. So we had two head and shoulder formations together, and you guys will see this often, by the way. So what we're talking about here, if it's confusing, go back and look at it again, because you guys are going to see this all the time where we have a head and shoulders within a bigger head and shoulders. So how are we trading this? Well, this neckline was not broken, and this was the take profit area for our original head and shoulder formation. We flew up, came back down, we broke here. Okay, so we did break here. However, our retest flew right back inside of our neckline. So in this case, we should not have been selling yet, right? And if you took a preemptive sell on this breaking candle, you should have closed it immediately on the close of the next candle, okay? And then price broke through. She came back to retest. Here is our selling opportunity, a retest of the neckline. Boom, that is the sell opportunity for the head and shoulder formation. Now, let's take a look here at target. So target level, from the neckline to the head. Let's bring her down now. Boom. Did we meet our target? No, right? We slightly missed our target, but again, we use everything together, right? It's not like a one-man show. So if you have this trend line coming down and you see that she's broken and she's holding with a bullish engulfing candle here, right? Maybe you should consider getting out of the trade, right? So anyways, that's just an example. And of course, you know, you had other things here on the sell trade, which you've been looking at. Structure here, she broke, could have been out there. But again, this is stuff that we all use together, okay? So anyways, just wanted to talk about that for a minute because I saw those over there. Wanted to kind of show you guys what they were looking like together. And it's funny because looking to the left, it looks like we had another head and shoulder formation here, which again did play out beautifully. So anyways, over here to the live market, right? Let's do our top down. So live market for UJ, we have a trend line coming up here, which we are looking at, and we have a counter trend line here, okay? And we have a very important support and resistance level right in this area here. Okay, so not only is this an important long-term support and resistance level, this is also a structural level here on the monthly time frame. You guys can see this. So this is structure on the monthly time frame. And we've already come back once and shot up. So this is going to be interesting because at this point we're wondering if we're going to continue to go up or if we're due to break structure and head down, or at least break our trend line and head down. And that would not be a bad trade, right? A break of this trend line, a retest, and a take profit level right down here at the monthly structure and monthly major support and resistance level. Or likewise, we could see a break to the upside, a continuation of the trend, a retest, and then boom, we're buying back up to these highs up here where we've already seen a double, triple top formation. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at the monthly here. Let's go ahead and go down to the weekly time frame. Now we have a weekly level right here, which we're going to be watching very closely. Let me go ahead and change the thickness of this line here. We're watching this very closely. It's a really nice alignment here with our trend line, so we might see USD/JPY just kind of fly down here. But we're going to be watching her closely from there. Looking back not too long ago, we had a triple bottom formation right here. So that's interesting because, again, aligning with our downside target, right? This monthly level down here is pretty big beast. So if we do see USD/JPY break through here, we will see this monthly level. Absolutely no question about it. So it will be a great trade if she plays out. Now, on the weekly, I'm also going to go ahead and mark this level right here. Just looking at these interactions over here. And we're currently resting on that right now. And we're also due for a retracement back to this swing here. So it's going to be really interesting to see if we get this retracement or if we just go ahead and break down to come down and meet this weekly. So let's go ahead and go down to the daily time frame. There's nothing too else interesting on the weekly right now. Okay, daily time frame. We're looking at a trend line coming down here. We recently had this trend line which was coming through. She has broken back through. So we have this overarching trend line now that we're kind of just waiting on. We have potentially on the daily, we have a likely retracement back into this area here. So we're going to be watching this for a retracement off this weekly level. So if you're trading the shorter time frame, she's probably going to be bullish over these next few days or possibly even week as she retraces off of this weekly level back up to meet the trend line and this resistance. Let's go ahead and head down to the 4-hour time frame here. 4-hour time frame, we have a nice bullish exhaustion candle off the weekly time frame. And we turn around though, we had some wick up here on this next 4-hour candle. So watching this current 4-hour candle, we're going to see how she closes and see if we can get some more clarity. We have a steeper trend line here on the 4-hour, which we can use to kind of project this as we go up now. Just kind of follow price up through these support and resistance levels. And then remember, guys, that's all she's doing. She's just moving between various types of support and resistance. So identify the support and resistance levels and use them to track her movement. No formations right here because she's just been moving so steeply that, you know, we haven't really been able to get too much out of her. And even over here, it's interesting, we had a M formation that failed. See, we broke, we retested this information, and then we failed, right? So that would have been a loss trading that. And that's just it. You know, not everything is a holy grail. You have to use things together. But that did look like a nice sell, and she was a loss. So just trying to throw these patterns in here when I see them. Let's go down to the 1 hour here. 1 hour time frame. We have, again, another progression for a trend line, right? So we're just going to be tracking her. And I don't like this one. I'm going to use this one here. There we go. That is our descending trend line. And if you guys want, you can channel this baby up. She's clearly got a support going on down here, which I'm going to move like so. Boom. So you can channel her up if you like, but ultimately, you know, you guys get the overall picture from these higher time frames. Again, not too much in terms of patterns, but let's head down to the 15-minute now. We have an interesting formation here. So you guys can see originally we were looking at this and we were thinking, oh, look at this. We have a bullish pennant formation. right here, right? We're thinking, oh, okay, so we're expecting her to break to the upside, right? What's the problem with breaking to the upside right here? We're in a descending channel, right? We're sitting right on top of a channel resistance. So when she comes flying down, right, you should say, ah, okay, let's be real, this is probably a triangle here, a triangle formation, right? We'll go ahead and get rid of this, show you guys, right? So a triangle formation now makes a lot more sense. We're wedged between a descending trend line and our descending channel and a support level right here. We're expecting the support level to break, retest, and then we will head down, right? That's how a triangle pattern works. So we're watching this take place off of our channel resistance, and this is the sell opportunity. A break and retest here will give you a sell opportunity, and I wouldn't take her much farther than the weekly level down here. Okay, so that is a scalp trade that you could see, but again, guys, this is the formation, right? And I wanted to point out how you may have seen this as a pennant at first, right? Even though it really wasn't, but you may have seen it as one. But you have to take the context of the market into play when you're looking at this, right? Because you never want to enter a counter trend trade, right? And it doesn't make any sense to enter a counter trend trade simply based on a pattern, right? Now, if you're looking at this, right, this triangle pattern here, which has now been confirmed because she's head back down to the support, so it's no longer a pennant, that's for sure. If you're looking at this and you see her break to the upside for some reason, you're not going to be buying her either way. You're not going to buy until you see this trend line right here break. This trend line right here is the king, right? You're not buying anything until this breaks, but you're using these patterns to help shape up what you're expecting the market to do right now. See, right now, you might be expecting the market to give another shoot down before she breaks to the upside, right? So again, these things are not meant to take by themselves, right? They're meant to add into your overall picture of just trying to analyze and figure out what the market wants to do at any given time. So I hope you guys got some value from this top-down analysis, kind of saw how things tie together, how we really use chart patterns in our live analysis. You guys can see right here in front of you, live market. She is a sell trade by the rules. She is broken down from our bearish descending triangle formation. We're going to wait for this candle to close. We're going to look for a retest, and we will sell her down, bag the pips, and get out of the trade and wait for our eventual break to the upside here.